Beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel, Breathe and Balance. I'm here after a very long time, but hoping to be more regular from now on. I'm starting a new series. I'm going to talk about and share my perspectives and experience on various different aspects related to healing, metaphysics, spirituality, and personal growth. So, if you have any suggestions, please put a comment down below, and I'll try my best to create content and episodes like this. So today I want to start by talking about a very interesting topic and going back to basics actually. What is healing? And what healing is not, right? So what is actually healing, right? What does healing mean to you? So I don't know whether there is a definition, a universal definition on what healing is, because healing can look and feel like different things to different people depending on their requirements and their situation in life and their programming, conditioning, belief system, etc. Right? So, for one person, healing might mean getting rid of a particular ailment in the body and feeling healthier in the physical body. For another person, it might be to be in a harmonious relationship with another person, right? So for one person, it might be important to learn interdependent relationships, how to live with another person as a part of their healing journey. Whereas for another person, it could be the very opposite. It may be that person needs to learn to live on their own, to learn independence and not be too dependent on another person. So you see, it really depends on one's own individual journeys of healing and transformation and evolution, right? And we are all at different junctures and phases in our own healing journey. So our requirements also differ accordingly, right? And as we progress on our own healing journeys, our understanding and interpretation and requirements of healing might change. So this is why I believe that, what healing means can really depend on so many different factors. And there are different forms of healing, ways of healing, and degrees of healing, right? So throughout our journeys of life, we can experience healing in different ways. And the more open we are, the more healing that we might experience. And this is one of the reasons why I always say never compare your healing journey to another person's, because often I hear my clients and, other people also say, okay, why can't I have loving relationships like that person? That person is so lucky in love, but I'm so unlucky, Why is it so difficult for me to be financially abundant? Or why is that person so healthy and she can run 10 miles and I can barely you know uh, stand for like 10 minutes, so on and so forth. And here we forget the fact that we can only see only a little bit of that person's life. We can only see a perspective perspective, that person may have a very loving relationship with his or her spouse, but might be having a terrible relationship with their parents or colleagues, or they may be in debt financially. We never know. I mean, we look at a person, whatever that perspective we are exposed to, and we are very quick to jump into conclusion, and make comparisons, and often feel bad about ourselves. Right? That's the nature of our ego mind. It has an incredible capacity to zero in on anything that would make us feel bad about ourselves, that makes us feel that we are not enough. So we'll talk about all these aspects much more in detail in the coming episodes. But for now, yeah, that's the second point about comparison. Never compare your journey to another person's, and because we all have different um, requirements and areas where we need to heal. Right? And the next point is that healing is not a linear process like from A to Z, right? It is always a process and a spiraling process. So you can start from A, going to B to D to S, and then come back to D to E. And, it can go in a very cyclical process as well. And, for example, you might heal in a particular area, you might experience growth and transformation, but 10 years down the line, something might surface where you realize, okay, there are certain deeper aspects of the same issue that you still need to heal, certain core wounds. Right? So, because healing doesn't happen all at once overnight, it happens progressively. There is a particular capacity that we all carry according to which it happens, because it is a journey, right? And at a soul level, I think, if you believe in the soul blueprints that we carry into each incarnation, there is a plan at work, So we can't hasten it. So we need to be really patient and gentle with ourselves and the process, and just allow, just trusting that healing happens at its own pace. And yeah, that it is a journey into itself, right? And the less we try to control the process, the easier it becomes, and the more it flows. I think, when we don't put unnecessary pressure on ourselves to heal. And because it's a daily process, and it goes on till the end of our lives, across lifetimes. I don't think there is an ending to healing till we reach whatever that ultimate state is, whether you call it nirvana, moksha, oneness, heaven, whatever that might be, right? And the next point I want to make is about expectations. Now, we come into healing with a lot of expectations, especially, as a therapist and a healer. A lot of clients come to me saying, okay, I want this to be fixed, whether it's a physical ailment or a relationship or whatever. I want this fixed. I don't want this discomfort or pain in my life anymore. So I totally get it. I know where you're coming from. And we all, none of us really want to feel pain in our body or in our minds or hearts, right? Because it creates a lot of discomfort. But the thing is, sometimes whatever the issue that we are experiencing might be a catalyst in our growth process. It might be actually necessary for us to have even a particular physical condition to facilitate the process, a deeper process of awakening and ascension or a process of transformation, evolution of the soul, right? For example, like let's say you might have a particular physical condition that gives you a lot of pain, right? And obviously, it's human to want to not have that condition in your body because it's inconvenient. It makes life dysfunctional. But that particular ailment might be a catalyst who's taking you to people, places, and situations that helps you awaken at a deeper level. It might take you to a particular healer or a dispose or a place, a temple, wherever, where you receive some knowledge you never had before that really deepens your self-introspection or your understanding about life. You may have like an epiphany or some sacred experience. I'm just giving some examples, right? But it may take you on a journey that helps your consciousness to expand. That creates a lot of transformation within you, that helps you really illuminate the darkest corners of your self, right? And that really opens you up to a world or even a universe that you never even knew existed. But what kickstarted the process, that was that ailment, right? Now, I'm not saying that, you can't ever get cured or like you should not look for, whatever modality that helps you alleviate the pain in the body. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is the pain, whether it comes in the form of a physical condition, ailment, or a relationship issue, or whatever, might be, and usually they are, catalysts to a deeper healing process. Because we are all on a spiritual journey as well, right? While we experience the day-to-day physical reality at a deeper level, we are all on a soul journey towards an ultimate self-realization or liberation, right? So yeah, these difficult situations can be a catalyst in our lives. And when it comes to fixing issues, this is what I always say, that healing is often not about fixing ourselves, because for one, we are not broken, right? We are here as spirit in a human incarnation for our own growth. It's a learning process. It's a gradual process of evolution. So there are many things to learn, but it doesn't mean something is wrong with us, right? That's what the ego mind might continuously tell us. And, that is why, I mean, one very important component of healing is to learn to transcend the ego mind, right? But there is nothing really wrong with us, except there are situations given to us where we need to learn certain lessons and become a better version of ourselves. Right? It's a process of really evolving into the highest version we can be in this incarnation, right? And often clients come to me saying like, okay, I'm having this issue with another person. For example, okay, my child is not bonding with me. Please do some healing to make that person bond with me, right? To fix this situation, fix this relationship, fix something external to themselves. Now, that is definitely what I say is not healing. Because you see, we cannot fix anything external to us. We cannot change, anybody else, their reactions or actions. The only thing that we can shift or change is within us, our reactions, our thoughts, our emotions, and things like that. So without taking responsibility for myself, if I'm just waiting for another person to, change so that I can feel better, then where the healing is required, right? Where I'm coming from now. So this is why I always say to my clients, okay, the healing needs to be, done for oneself, not so much the other person. Of course, we can do distance healings. There are modalities where we can do energy healing and so on and so forth. But it's futile to really expect the other person to change without doing the inner work or the healing work on yourself, right? Because there we are once again trying to control the situation and the other person, which is futile. We cannot do that. And then we get stuck in an endless loop of pain, and expectation and being disappointed and so on and so forth. So I always turn you all inwards, no matter with what request that you all come to me for, like, I always say, like, turn inward, do the inner work, shift your inner reality, because that's the only way to shift the external reality. Okay. And I will do another episode on that, focused on that particular aspect, right? Because I know a lot of people find it a little bit difficult to wrap their minds around, their ego minds around, right? Because the external world, the so-called external world, feels so real, right? Okay. So yeah, so these are some of the perspectives I wanted to share about what healing is and what it is not. But ultimately, it's an inner experience unique to you and your journey. And ultimately, I would say, very broadly speaking, we all want to experience peace, isn't it? So the journey of healing is ultimately a journey towards that inner peace. Passing through so many different terrains and situations that give us the contrast to that peace. All the challenges and problems and issues that create chaos in our life, that create pain within. We find our way into a state of inner peace and equilibrium, where regardless of everything or anything that happens in the external world, we are able to hold on to that uh, inner peace and neutrality and harmony and balance within. So for me, it is about stepping into that place of neutrality where we can experience that inner peace. So that's the overall journey of healing that each one of has undertaken as a human being. So I hope this gave you some understanding, or at least some perspectives to reflect on in terms of your own healing journey. So do apply it to your current situation to gain an understanding or some insights about your own expectations or requirements about healing, and where do you think you need to shift, if at all, when it comes to your expectations about healing, and where do you feel that you need to embark on a deeper process of healing in your life, right? So if I can help you in any way in your own personal healing process, feel free to get in touch with me for one-on-one sessions or even for group sessions. If you're in Sri Lanka, most welcome, but I do online sessions globally as well. So feel free to connect with me. Happy to help, but if you have any other suggestions, please feel free to comment down below, and I will meet you once again with another episode next week. Okay, take good care of yourself and always remember to breathe, okay? Even if the whole world is falling all around you, just pause and take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Okay, have a lovely day ahead, beautiful souls. Bye for now.